Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Killian Parish School. Squishy says, no, 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 no. Enza Vickers, number 2, St. Charles.
Linda, number 5, Chartiers Valley. Let's win it, boys.
Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District. Bye.
Lennon Bloom, 22, Nature Boy Elementary.
Ooh!
Ryan Schweitzer, number 23, Hayne Elementary School. Bang!
Finn Bowen, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall Upper Elementary. And I got hands.
Austin Kumnick, number 34, Hayne Elementary.
Brady Dixon, 36, in Gamar Elementary School, laying the boom.
I'm Sammy Brushett, number 48, and I go to Hayne Middle School.
Ryan Laura, number 61, Hayne Middle School.
Luca Zacci, number 83, Mars Area Centennial School, and I shoot bombs from the blue line.
Danny Foster, 88, Mercer Elementary School.
This is my house. Nathan Goldberg, 97, Level Green Elementary School, and I hit lasers.
Good morning, Swirly Nation. And welcome to OBM Arena, just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, for the first game of the 2-1-6 showcase between the Cincinnati Junior Cyclones and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Friday morning here from the Mistake by the Lake, Cleveland, Ohio. In what should be a fun and exciting first game for the Pens. They're going to match up with the Cincinnati Junior Cyclones in this one. Excited to get underway here. It's the 2-1-6 showcase. We'll bring you 5 games this weekend, 5 games total. If by chance this feed is as choppy as I think it is, please know we will post the game online after. I'll continue to try to stream it, and we'll take the file that we get from it and we'll upload it so you can see the game. So look for that if this doesn't kind of get through. We have Wi-Fi, it just appears to be pretty choppy, so I'm not sure it's outputting all that much data. But we are recording, we are live here, so we'll do the best we can to bring it. Remember, subscribe below. If you're not a subscriber, we ask please subscribe below. I think we have a lot of our Cincinnati friends out there trying to join us as they're having trouble getting their stream out. So welcome to all the Cincinnati Cyclone fans, friends, family, classmates. Probably not classmates on a Friday morning, but welcome anyway. Remember, subscribe below for us. You can also find us citytv.com and on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Look for Cinnamon Swirl TV on all your social media platforms. Starting lineups today brought to you by the training table at the Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. In net for the Penguins, number 1, the squish tender, Squishy Evans. On defense, it'll be 34, Austin Kumnick, and 88, Danny Foster. On left wing, number 43, George Lewarchuk. The right wing, number 97, Vegas Golden Nate Goldberg. And at center, number 2, Enzo Vickers. Vickers leans over the dot, and we are underway from Cleveland. Face-off controlled by Goldberg as he'll fly into the offensive zone to the right hand, and he'll shoot one down low, and he'll find the corner. Vegas Golden Nate just 9 seconds into the first period. On the rush, off the draw, pulls it to the forehand, winds up and finds the bottom right-hand corner of the cage. And he is buzzing right down Las Vegas Boulevard. Vegas Golden Nate giving the Pens the early 1-0 lead. The same 5 stay out, and Lewarchuk gets the puck at the blue line. It'll be hopped into the Penguins' end before it's gathered in by Kumnick and played back for Lewarchuk. Back into the Pens' end we go, but we'll have an offside play at the Penguin blue line. 20 seconds in, the Pens are already going to make a change here as they are off to a hot start in this one. We'll see the next unit. It'll be Schweitzer, Bowen, Bloom, Foligno, and Dixon. Puck dumped in by the Pens. It'll be tracked by Schweitzer, played to the half wall where Bowen attacks. A nice breakout pass there by Cincinnati, and they'll come through center. It's one-on-one with Dixon. A cross-ice feed right to the backhand of a Cyclone, stopping and playing it back for the point. Controlled there for a shot, blocked by Bowen. Bowen able to clear the Penguin zone up to center red before dumping it in just wide of the Cyclone cage. It'll be Schweitzer in after it, stopping and starting. He'll control the puck. He looks to the middle. There's Bowen. Can't get the shot through, but following on Vickers. Now Dixon. Dixon shot blocked up top. Bounces right to Vickers. He gets it taken from him, but right back to Dixon, and they'll play a little bit more catches as Vickers peels off the wall. He tries to shoot one. It's off of his skate. Again kept Dixon to Vickers, and a centering feed this time doesn't connect A clearing attempt by the Cyclones is off the stick of Lowarchuk, and they'll successfully get back out to center red. A dump in by Cincinnati. Behind the Penguins net, it'll be Dixon. Dixon up the wall looking for Lowarchuk. Picked off by Cincinnati, but they'll be in on an offside play at the Penguin blue line. Vickers leans in. Referee drops the biscuit, and we're back underway as the defenseman for Cincinnati shoots it wide, a squish. It'll be picked up by Kumnik, banked off the boards. A centering feed, though, by Cincinnati is cut off by the Pens defenseman Foster. Popped in behind where Foster will rim it around. He's got Baru. It goes between the wickets of Baru, who follows up the play and is able to kick it out to the blue line, but not out the center. It's controlled by Cincinnati. A nice stop and start move there to clear up some space as they try to center the puck. It's off of a Penguin defender. Tied up by Baru, supported by Foster, tapped past him, or it'll be picked up by Kumnik. Kumnik goes high up off the glass looking for Lowarchuk. He gets cut off by one, now two. Now cycling back is the first player, but Lowarchuk's stick-to-itiveness is able to get it out the center ice and into the Cyclone zone. Cutting back to the middle and feeding it all the way to the point man. It was actually a streaking Lohr, the forward. Tying up a defenseman is Lowarchuk, so Lohr will come in support. I kind of mixed Lohr and Lowarchuk up together. It'll be popped back behind by Cincinnati to be forechecked by Bloom. The play is up the wall. It's Bloom reading it well, picking it off, trying for Lohr. He found him, but it's swiped off of his stick, and back come the Clones out to center. Dumping it into the corner for Dino Foligno. Foligno banking things off the wall and getting it all the way around to Lohr. He tries to go around the pinching Cyclone unsuccessfully. It'll be played up high off the glass by Bloom to Lohr, who's able to trickle it out to center red. Battle along the wall at center ice. Tapped up for Vickers. Now Bowen will come on. Bowen fires one towards the middle. He was looking for Baru, but it's picked off by the Cyclones, who are unable to clear, and Finn Bowen dumps it in behind for Baru to track down. He tries a little stop and start move that is interrupted, and back up to the blue line come the Cyclones, but no further than Dixon, who turns it to Goldberg, whose shot goes glove side again, this time just wide of the post. And the Cyclones will have a breakout to the opposite wing before it's picked off by Zachi, who dives into the offensive zone. He's got a missile. He fires it, and it's off of a leg. Back to Vickers, whose shot is wide of the glove side. Now Baru looking for the point. It'll actually be a Cyclone there who's able to get control, carrying out to center. Up the right wing side, stopping and starting, twisting in the corner, now coming off the wall, out in front, and the squish able to kick it out to the corner. Another fancy move here by a Cyclone forward to control the puck and get it back to his teammate at the blue line, who finds another one open in the corner. A give and go, shot, glove hand side, stop, rebound in front, 1-2, kicked aside by Squish. Now it's behind the cage for Foster to rim around. He's looking for Lohr. It bounces free. Lohr will get there and tap it out to Goldberg. He goes between the wickets all the way to the Cincinnati blue line before being turned back the other way. In come the Cyclones. That shot skitters wide of the crease. Tapped at by Bloom, unable to get it up to Lohr, and it's sent back in behind the net where Kumnik will pick things up for the Penguins as they try to run a breakout. Lofted high into the air off of Goldberg. It's icing if it's far enough, and it is with 7:39 to play. The difference in the game, an early 9-second in goal by Vegas Golden Knight to make it 1-0 Pens. Landon Bloom to the faceoff dot for the Penguins. Flanked by Schweitzer and Lohr. Foligno, Kumnik the defense. A nice win there by the Cyclones. Schweitzer pressures the point immediately, but they'll drive into the corner. Reading that pressure coming off the hip. A nice job there by the Cyclones to keep the pressure on as they'll go behind the net. This one up high off of a player in front. Tapped that. Cleared by Bloom all the way to the corner. It's rimmed back around by Cincinnati where Schweitzer will be there. He'll go indirect off the boards to get it out the center. Cincinnati gets control, but now there's a battle and they whack it back and forth. A nice play there by Foligno to angle off a streaking Cyclone, but the Pens unable to clear. A centering feed intercepted by Schweitzer, tripped up on the play. He'll get it out over the blue line where Lohr will get control for the Pens. Lohr goes heavily off the boards, back to the blue line. Bloom will follow on. He's able to get control of the puck. In the offensive half wall, he drops it for Schweitzer. A centering feed cut off by Cincinnati, sent all the way back out the center where Dixon, fresh off the bench, takes control, and he'll work it to Schweitzer. Schweitzer in the left wing side, cutting into the middle, firing one. It's off of a skate. Picked up by Cincinnati and carried behind. Feed all the way across. That's taken by Lewarchuk in the right-hand side, and they will call the offside. He was a step offside, but I thought they missed it. They did not. Just a bit of a late whistle. 6:18 to play here. In period 1, 1-0 Pens lead. Face off outside of the Cincinnati line. Goldberg, Baru, Lewarchuk, Zachi, and Dixon. Lewarchuk gets control, plays it into the Cincy zone, and they're able to snap it right back out. A drop feed, back checking Baru, breaks it up. Streaking Lewarchuk gets control. He's up the right wing side, able to get it to Goldberg. Goldberg tries to go around one. It'll be a battle in the corner instead. Nice support there by Cincinnati to get control, and they'll run the breakout up the left wing side. All the way into the Penguin zone they'll come. Stopping, starting, pulling up, looking for a trailer as they'll fire it cross ice. That eludes the stick of the Cyclone forward, so it'll be a battle in the corner. It's Dixon and Goldberg. Goldberg gets control, able to get it to Lewarchuk, who has a little bit of space, and is able to find Baru coming through center. Baru, 1 on kind of 2 there as Lewarchuk joins him. His shot goes in off the glove hand side and is returned to the blue line, but no further as Schweitzer, fresh off the bench, able to streak in, get control, but unable to get the shot through. Foster will keep things alive at the blue line. Schweitzer knocks it down. Lohr follows on. Lohr twisting, sending it back to Schweitzer as it trickles the whole way in on net, and a nice kick save. Schweitzer out of the corner, shooting one, down low, rebound, sent in by Lohr, and equal to the task. The Cyclone goaltender keeps it a 1-0 game with 5 minutes even to play on the first period clock. The Cyclones break things out to the right, up through center. Carrying it in onside play. Trying to shoot one. Defended off well by Foster. A centering feed bounces over a couple of sticks all the way to the point. Shot comes in. Squished there with the first save. But the Pens unable to clear the rebound, and the Cyclones will tap the second one by. A play that got in deep. The Penguins collapsed into the house to protect the net. As it worked out to the point, all 5 Penguins kind of crashed the point man. A shot from the point is blocked, but not enough. It comes free to 2 wide open Cyclones in behind. Squish able to get to the first one, but the Cyclones able to tap the rebound home to the blocker side and tie the game at 1 apiece. The Cyclones in control again, looking for the Penguin zone. There'll be a step offside, so we'll get a whistle. Vickers on the faceoff. Back to Foligno. He's unable to maintain control, and the Cyclones are into the pen's end where they're stood up by Felino and gathered by Vickers. He'll go backhand off the boards looking for Lowarchuk. That's cut off and played back in behind by Cincinnati. A reversal there, back around for Vickers. It'll be controlled along the wall by the Pens. That's Foster looking for Vickers. I'm sorry, that's Dixon looking for Vickers. Ultimately, it's around to Felino, who's able to clear it all the way up the center, where the Cyclones will go back to work, and they're back into the Pens end. The speedy but diminutive number 10 goes in, and he's able to sneak one through on the shorthand side and make it 2-1. He stepped right around the Pens defenseman there and looked like Squish just left a little bit of that post to the glove hand side, and he kind of snuck it between the glove and the body. That's a tough place for a goaltender. Those pucks that are over the pad, not quite into the glove. You know, it looked like he had room to maybe cut things back. But the Cyclones, with two quick ones, have taken the lead here on the Penguins 2-1. Zachy firing things up to Schweitzer. Banked off the boards. Foster will get control. Now it's Cincinnati in front of their own bench, a bouncing puck. They'll tap it back to the defenseman. He'll set things up in his own end. Bowen unable to get control, and out comes Cincinnati through center. Schweitzer angling to the outside. Foster steps up to break up the play, and the Cyclones will dump it deep into the Pens end, where Schweitzer will get possession. He'll carry all the way out to center ice, where it's chopped at, knocked off of his stick, but it's into the Cyclone zone, where he'll be in on the forecheck, followed up by the support of Bloom, who's able to tap things in behind the Cyclone net. Schweitzer following on. Cutting around one, dipsying and doodling to the middle, but it's knocked off of his stick. It's Bloom. Bloom switching with Schweitzer. Leaves it there. He gets absolutely crunched behind the net. No call. It'll be Schweitzer picking things up back to the point. Foster. Foster was looking back for Schweitzer, who had cut to the middle, so it'll rim all the way around to Bloom. 3:30 to play here in the first. Cyclones 2, Penguins 1. And the Cyclones clear it up. It's off out of play on their own bench, so it'll be an offensive zone face-off coming now. Vickers. Lowarchuk, Baru, Felino, and Kumnik. The 5 flightless birds to take the offensive zone draw. Back to Felino. Felino off the boards for Baru. It'll skip all the way through to Vickers. Baru will follow on with puck support. It's taken away from them, and streaking back out the center comes a Cyclone. He's the most recent scorer as he cuts back around. Similar move, this time angled off by Kumnik to the outside. Followed on by Baru. It's cleared up and off the defenseman back out the center. Vickers unable to tap it by as the Cyclones will play the puck in on an offside play. Bloom to take the face-off. Controlled by Cincinnati, but forced back into their own end by Finn Bowen. Now the Cyclones coming in, onside play, stopping, starting, shooting one. It's blocked by Kumnik. It pops free, and Bloom will get there. Can he get around? Cuts to the inside. He's attacked by the back pressure. And now we get a whistle. And Landon Bloom knocked down the play. He's going to get a penalty. So the Penguins are going to head to the penalty kill here. It'll be a minute and a half for a hook here with 2:27 to play in the first period. So the Cyclones will control on the power play. They'll work from the half wall in. Centering pass, tap back, sliding across. I'm not sure if that was blocked or got the whole way through, but it ends up in the corner. It's Dixon able to get control and find center red for the dump in. Cincinnati will carry it behind their own net. 2 minutes to play as it's off of a stick all the way back out the center for Dixon, who hits Vickers. Vickers unable to cut it back to the middle. Pens are shorthanded here as they apply some shorthanded pressure. Trailing by a goal. Penguins struck early. Cyclones have struck with two pretty quick ones within about a minute and a half span. Zachy will send this one back in front, looking for Vickers. And the Penguins relentless here on the PK as Vickers has it behind the net. He'll rim it all the way around, but that's just going to act as a breakout. And on a penalty kill, you want to keep that deep there. As the Cyclones will come back in, the shot blocked by Dixon. Vickers hustles back into the play, and the Penguins set up their penalty kill. The Cyclones with only about a minute and a half left, and a backside feed for a one-timer up and over the shoulder. And the Cyclones strike on that power play. So the Penguins pay the price of taking a penalty. The Cyclones strike and make it 3-1. Sent to the outside for Lowarchuk, who dumps things into the Cyclone end. A minute to play here in the first period. It'll be Cincinnati out of their own end, cut off by Foster. Foster up the wall off of Baru as it comes free to Lowarchuk. Now Baru. Cincinnati has it in their own end. They'll bank it off the wall and picking things up again, sending it all the way across for a re-centering pass that goes off of a stick to the corner to Foster. Foster goes off the wall to Kubnik. Kubnik lofting one out, cut off by Cincinnati, and they'll come back into the Pens' end. It'll be taken away by Kubnik, who goes heavy off the boards again. This time able to gain all the way into the Cyclone zone, where it's picked up just in front of the net. And as time ticks away on the first period, we're going to take you to intermission. Cyclones 3, Penguins 1. We'll be back for the second. Welcome back to OBM Arena. Take a moment to find your favorite Penguin in the upper left-hand corner. We'll roll through the headshots here. Penguins trailing 3-1 as we get set to drop the puck on period 2. 13-minute periods here in the 2-1-6 showcase. Penguins jumped out to the lead. The Cyclones have answered with 3 straight, including the most recent one, a one-timer on a power play. Cyclones put it in behind the net. It'll be Dixon up for Bowen. Want to take a second to wish Finn Bowen a happy birthday. 11 years old today. As the puck comes off of him right to Schweitzer, who weaves one side, shoots the other, rebound sitting out front, crashing into the net, but getting it covered up. As Schweitzer's shot is stopped by the glove, the rebound sat free. Lohr waved at it, but couldn't get it by. And the goaltender able to cover and keep it a 2-goal game. It's 11th birthday for Finn Bowen. He almost tapped one home there with the rebound. Vickers takes the faceoff. It's kept in at the point by Dixon, slapped around behind for Baru. Baru's centering pass about waist high all the way back to Dixon at the point. It'll be Goldberg back to Dixon. D to Foligno, who opens up and takes it to the half wall. Twisting with it there, switching with Baru. Goldberg back to cover as well. Banking it off the wall. All 3 Penguin forwards went back to cover Foligno at one point in time, which leaves the Penguins with some high support to keep the puck in. Baru knocked down on the play. Dixon keeps it in, but only for a moment, and back come the Cyclones. And it'll be an offside play. Face off to come outside of the Penguin blue line. Bloom will take the draw. Over to Lohr, picked up though by, I think this is Thomas. Thomas has been the crafty one for Cincinnati here. He's quick, he's diminutive but quick, uses stops and starts well. Has some mitts, some silky mitts. He also finished on that short side shot earlier. He's been an impressive young player as it's worked back out to the Cyclone point. Block shot, batted around in front, and it's kept out by the Pens defense. It'll be Zachi getting to it first. He's up the wall for Lohr. Lohr can't get it past the defenseman the first time, but will the second. Cross feed pass. Slips off the stick, but it's picked up by Thomas, and he's right back into the Pens end. Weaving in front. Squish there to make the save and get the cover. So, Cinnamon Swirl TV, make sure you subscribe below. Do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. You can also find us cinytv.com. cinytv.com, where you can even buy the crew a beer. Nick Paris setting that up for us. A shot in from Luarchuk on the left-hand side. It's kept out. The Cyclone defenseman politely asking the Penguins to refrain from getting near their goaltender. Puck taken by Luarchuk. His backhander trickles in. And it is covered. It bounced just over the stick of Baru there. Cincinnati getting another kind of warning from the official there. I think all's fair there. Get close to the goalie, move him out. But that's a goalie that time. It'll be Kumnik tapping it forward. Picked up by Cincinnati and blazing up the left-hand side come the Cyclones. Into the Pens end to the corner and now behind the net. It'll be Luarchuk getting there. He goes heavy off the boards. Spin back into the Penguin zone where it's controlled again by Cincinnati. Another centering feed. This one intercepted by Lewarchuk. Sent to the blue line, but not out again. Now it'll be Kumnick's turn. He'll get it out over the blue line, but it's far enough for icing. So the faceoff will come all the way back to the left of the squish tender. Schweitzer leans over the dot for the faceoff. It's back to the point by the Cyclone. Shot in, squish with the save. Pop to the corner, Dixon will reverse, and Zachy will get there. Can the Pens execute this breakout? They'll go high off the glass. It's Lohr at center. He's in over the Cyclone line. It'll be a 3-on-3 as they twist it in behind the Cyclone net. Schweitzer on the forecheck, frees things up for Lohr in support. Cycling a bit in the corner. It'll be the Cyclones with the puck this time. Cut off by the birthday boy Bowen, but picked off by Thomas, and he'll come back out to center. Weaving to the outside, cutting into the middle, and I have no idea how that one got by, but Squish just unable to glove the puck. That's a bad goal against, folks. Foster taps it forward to Lewarchuk. Cyclones will control. It'll be Goldberg swiping it away, and he'll get into the Cyclone end. Bank things off the boards. Out in front, wrapping around behind. Played to the point for Kumnick. His shot heavy from the point into the logo on the chest. The Cyclones are in white today. White uniforms with red striping. They got the junior Cyclone logo on the chest. Black pants, red and white socks, and black helmets. Your Penguins are in black for this one. Black jerseys with the gold penguin on the chest. The black pants and black socks, everything with the gold striping, and of course the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. Lewarchuk tried to center it. Kicks off of something right to Goldberg, who's shot down low, is fought off. The rebound cleared by Cincinnati. It'll go up off the boards. Kept in by Foster. Foster on the right side, weaving in, firing one, finds the logo, and it stopped and held. Offensive zone draw here. Bloom takes the face-off to the corner, twisting there, Schweitzer. Centering pass, cut off, but he's right back on it. Schweitzer, another feed, this time looking for Bloom. Gets past him, and it's turned back the other way by the Cyclones. A 3-on-3 developed. Tap to the middle, cut off by Dixon, but right back to the Cyclones, whose shot comes into the glove hand side and squishes there to make the save. So we'll have a face-off in the defensive zone for Bloom. One back to Foligno. Off the boards for Bloom, tapped forward to Schweitzer, back to Bloom. A great breakout there by the Pens. It's a 3-on-3 coming through center. Bloom's around one. Hits Schweitzer on the outside. Centers it back for Bloom. It's just by him as he streaks towards the net, losing an edge. And the Pens will dump the puck back in on an offside play. Face-off will come out at center ice on that offside. Lewarchuk unable to control, banked up off the boards. It'll be all the way into the zone for Vickers to chase things down on the forecheck. He overskates a bit, but is able to get control back. He'll play catch with Lewarchuk. Now he tries to go heavy off the boards to the point, but it's tapped by Lewarchuk, picked off by Cincinnati. and sent all the way back for Zachy. He goes off the boards. That pass is picked off. Right there's Vickers to defend. Pop just past Zachy. Centering feed out in front, blocked, and it'll be Foster getting to it. He's got Baru on the outside. Can't get the puck over to him, and will battle at center ice. It's dumped in by Cincinnati, Lowarchuk. First one there to get it. He's able to get it to Foster, who taps it to the outside for Vickers, who goes off the boards but can't clear. Right back in for Lowarchuk. He just winds and cranks it right back to the Cincinnati defenseman. Cincinnati completes a line change there right in front of right with the puck there as the puck tips off of a defenseman's stick. It'll be all the way down, no icing as Baru on his horse, chasing things down. Cincinnati uses body position well to get control of the puck and wrap it around to the outside. It'll be a left wing breakout for Cincinnati. Picked off by Lowarchuk at center, tap back to Foster. He'll try for Lowarchuk again. They tie up there, and in comes Cincinnati with the puck. Dropping it to the high slot. Winding, firing, and squished there with the glove. It was not held, but it was whistled dead. 6:15 to play here. In the second period, it's 4-1 Cincinnati. Penguins struck first. Cincinnati, it's been all Cincinnati on the scoreboard since. Penguins with a couple good scoring chances. Some rebounds sitting in front. They were unable to tap any of them by. Foligno. Up the wall to Lohr. Lohr to the middle for Bloom. Bloom up for Bowen. And all the way to the corner we battle. Bowen working in the corner as it's rimmed. And a nice breakout there to the right-hand side. Defended off well by Kumnik, who gaps up just outside the red line, freeing the puck up for Foligno, his partner, who twists in his own end, banks one off the boards to Bowen. Bowen hits the skate of Bloom. And Cincinnati's back in action, a fanned-on shot. Controlled by the Cyclones. Back to the point. Walking in, sending it on a nice side of the net feed that's unable to connect. Another centering pass goes all the way through. It'll be Bloom. Now Bowen. Bowen to the Cincy blue line, but no further. Foligno will try this time. Over the red line. All the way into the Cincinnati zone. Twisting with it there. Goldberg will pressure on the forecheck. It's banked off the boards. Out to center where it's picked off by Foligno on the back check. He'll control it center back to his partner Kumnik. He goes all the way up the wall looking for Baru, who makes a tight turn and is able to get it to Bloom. Bloom tries to go between the legs and pick it up on the other side. That's swiped away and carried back out to center. Goldberg gets there. Goldberg will battle all the way back to Foligno, who sends it up. It's an icing play here on the Pens defenseman. So with 4:30 to play, it's a 4-1 Cyclones lead here in period 2. Centering pass, wide open, a Cyclone. There's Squish to make a save. The feed got across, and he was all alone. Squish able to get down in that butterfly and close up any gaps. And the Cyclones are back in with speed. Thomas on Dixon, cuts around into the middle. Squish there to gobble that one up as he tries the short side again. And Squish equal to the task. Vickers wins it back to Dixon, all the way out the center, controlled along the boards. Pushed back into the pen zone. It's onside play. Dixon will tap it back to Zachy. Zachy up to Goldberg. Goldberg around one, cutting to the middle, around two. He's free. He'll shoot to the stick hand side, and it's stick to the corner on a beautiful save there. Vickers will leave it for Goldberg. He'll wind off the wall, sending it back to Zachy at the point. He'll wind and fire, And that hit the inside of the poor kid's leg where he doesn't have padding. He's down in the corner, and we're going to get a whistle on an injured player as the Cyclones had it with speed coming through center. Zachy with a heavy shot, and the kid kind of turned his leg there. Cyclones coach making his way across the ice. The Cincinnati player being helped off the ice by his coach. Let's hope he's okay. They don't have an incredibly deep bench, only like 2 lines and a spare. So 11 players. I wish it was. I'm sure they have at least 4 games this weekend. Let's hope he'll be back in this one. We'll have a face-off. They'll put it outside the Pens blue line. Where they blew the play dead. And it'll be Landon Bloom to take the face-off for the Penguins. It's tapped out the center. Schweitzer will cut off the dump in by Cincinnati. And a battle on the wall right in front of the penalty boxes. Bloom ends up with the puck. Cuts to the outside. Stopping, twisting. Finding Foster. Foster's shot down low off of a skate. But he'll end up in the corner for a spinning Schweitzer. Schweitzer's pass into the middle looking for Lohr. That's cut off, cleared up but not out. Foster will keep things. Back to Schweitzer. Twisting and turning again on the wall. He'll rim it around behind. Bloom unable to get there originally, but he'll track it down in the corner. He gets a stick on the breakout, but not enough. And the Cyclones will tap it back into their own end for a forecheck pressure by Lohr that's carried out by the Cyclones defenseman. Cuts into the middle, sends one skipping wide of the Penguins net, where Foster will pick things up behind his own cage and rim it around for, I think that's Lohr. Lohr taps it to Bloom. I'm sorry, that was Schweitzer with a nice backhand tap. It'll be Schweitzer picking it up now. He's got Lohr at center. It's off his boot. Can Lohr catch up to it? He will be angled off nicely by the Cyclones defense, and they'll tap things back up and start another breakout attempt. Cut off at center, but they'll gain control and streak into the Penguin zone, weaving to the outside, cutting to the middle, wrapping around behind, looking for a centering feed that's off of a stick, back to the point, winding, firing. That one skips wide of the net. Trying a wrap around, and it is tied up and under squish. It's in his blocker. It was actually caught up above the blocker in the shoulder, kept out of the net on the fake go on one way, came back on the wrap around the other. And the Pens will deploy a new line. It'll be Goldberg on the draw. Won by Cincinnati, skated up and into by Baru, but he was just unable to get control. Lewarchuk able to stick on puck and get a blocked shot there. Goldberg gets the puck again. He was trying for Baru, who tried to sneak out the center. Baru's got to make that play when the puck's on the other side, getting out to center. This time he'll pick things up and pop it all the way back to the Cincy blue line before Cincinnati will turn things back to center. They come under heavy pressure, this time from Lewarchuk, as it's put into the zone, but Baru already there, which will make it an offside play with 1:18 to go in period number 2. Goldberg to take the face-off. He gets it swiped away right around the blue line, but Foligno able to pick things up. He looked for Baru. Unable to control, so the Cyclones will send it back to the Pens. Dixon to the red line and able to get it into the Cyclone zone. Goldberg couldn't get control of it. And the Cyclones will get control behind their own net. It's rimmed around, picked up by Dixon. His pass up for Luarchuk. Along the wall, they'll battle. Luarchuk tapping it backwards. Unable to get it the whole way to the point, and back come the Cyclones. Skating into it up the left, looking for a centering pass. There's a wide open Cyclone, and the shot is kicked aside by Squish. They try to reverse out the other way as they set up in behind Squish. He's able to tap it kind of out to the side. A rebound sitting there for what felt like an eternity as the clock ticks down in the last 15 seconds here in period 2. Luarchuk on the pressure, picked off by Dixon, turned back by the Cyclones. The Foligno, who's able to get things out of the Pen zone, and the horn will indicate the end of the second period. A second period that's on the Cyclone score. Probably not the best shot. Waved at by Squish on the glove side, but he's been on since that point. Pen's unable to get anything on the board since the first 9 seconds. Penguins are gathered around head coach Trevor Nelson. He's flanked by assistants Rob Ferrari, Big Al, Alex Kumin, and Grumpy Cat, Brian Blue. Cinnamon Swirl TV here. Thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully the stream is getting out there properly. It looks like 15 of you are still with us, so that's good news. I don't know if you're getting a better stream than what I'm seeing, but we'll take a look at it and upload everything as needed. We're going to step away here for 1 second. No, I'll clear it off later. I have one somewhere, but I don't know where it is. All right, thanks. Had some chances early in periods. I think their goal came 9 seconds into the game, but also a big chance by Schweitzer at the start of the second. So let's see if they can start this one off hot. There's Bowen firing one. Glove hand side just misses the cage. Up the wall past Schweitzer, but right to Foster. Foster's shot. Wide of the net by about a net. Schweitzer in behind. Banked off the boards, kept in by Zachi. He tries to advance it forward. That's cut off, and back come the Clones. Up through center, it'll be a one-on-one play. Diving to the outside was a Cyclone, and getting the stick there to break things up was Foster. Good one-on-one defense, keeping the body between the stick out, able to get the poke check on it, and he'll rim things around for Lore. Lore gets it knocked off of his stick by the defenseman, pressured by Zachi, all the way back to the Cyclone point. It'll be kept in, tapped to the half wall. Dumped further, where Schweitzer gets there. Kind of stops and starts, peels up, works around, and sends it across for Bowen. Bowen up, out, and over the blue line. It'll be a stick-on-puck pressure that sends the puck lofting into the protective netting that surrounds the arena to keep the fans and my video equipment safe. But sometimes mess with our camera feed. So this one looks pretty good though. Looks like you can't really see the netting. They use that nice clear netting here, unlike some places, Pens use black netting, which is much more difficult to get a camera feed through. It'll be Luarchuk with the puck at center, and he'll dump things in, but it's an icing, as he had yet to gain the center ice line. zone draw here. Vickers is centering Goldberg and Lewarchuk. Kumnick and Felino, the defense pair. They do it, pops free, a backside feed that's cut off by Vickers. He'll bank it off the boards, and Goldberg gets it up the right. He's got Lewarchuk going with him. He looks, he'll fire, and he'll find iron. Big Ben strikes one to the glove hand side. Right back into the pen's end come the Cyclones. Defended off by Kumnick. Carried all the way around behind. A centering pass gets through, but skips wide of the cage. Got back out to the other side. Another centering feed cut off by a Penguin. This one tapped in forward. Squish gets there with a beauty as the player had escaped. No one home behind except Squish, able to make that stop. And yes, we'll give it to you. We'll bring it to you right here. Everybody's favorite part. As we get things and banking it off the boards of the Penguins defense, it'll be an icing. 10:21 to play here in the third.
Squishy says, no, 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 no.
Comes free, kicked out by Squish. Cleared but not out, kept by the Cyclone. Another shot from outside. This one blocked by Zachy, who's able to clear the zone with his clearing attempt. It'll be picked off by Bowen into the offensive zone. Tries to kind of pull it around. It knocks free to the corner for Schweitzer. He gets bumped on the play, and we will get a penalty. It should probably be either a cross check or an interference here. Extending the arms there on that one. We'll put the Penguins on the power play. So your first Seven Fields Wealth Management power play of the day. Comes with 9:55 to play, and the Penguins looking to strike back. They had trailed 3-1 in their last game, 4-1 in this one. But a timely goal here could spur a bit of a comeback as Bloom will get control in the corner. Following on Schweitzer. Heels off the wall by himself. He'll lift one up, and it's deflected. I thought he was going high. It went low. And almost tricked the goaltender and the announcer. It was more important to trick the goaltender than the announcer. But Schweitzer able to swipe it back in front. Bloom waves at it. Cleared by the Cyclones, but not out. It's Schweitzer still with the puck. He tries to tap it and kind of whack it towards the net. That's blocked out to the point where it's kept in back to the middle. Schweitzer stays on the puck. He's like a rabid dog right now. Just gobbling pucks up, drives into the middle, shoots it down low. Puck sits free. Bloom will get there. He'll rim it off the boards for Dixon. Dixon lines, fires in his shot, just kind of trickles in, and back come the Cyclones in a 2-on-2, sending it across. Unable to be controlled. Foster will break things up. And the Cyclones will put it back in the corner. A good first minute of power play there as the Penguins have 20 seconds left. It'll be Bowen. Up for Foster. Foster weaving into the offensive zone. Maintains control. He's covered up by Schweitzer. As he twists on the corner, he'll play it around for Bloom. He's double teamed there, and out with it come the Cyclones, and the penalty is expired. Schweitzer covering for Foster, able to keep things in. Banked off the boards by Lewarchuk, and the Penguins will complete their line change here. Unable to score on that Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. Dixon gets control. He banks it off the wall. That's cut off and put right back into the Penn's end, where he'll continue to battle and find Lewarchuk. Lewarchuk's pass out the center is just behind Baru, who will stay on it with a forecheck pressure, followed up by Vickers. Now Baru sending it to the middle. Lewarchuk taps it by the defenseman, but right there's another Cyclone to get control, and he'll find the half wall in a breakout. That breakout cut off by Vickers, but battled for all the way through center, where Kumnick will get control. Kumnick up the left, weaving to the outside. Does he have enough space? He'll shoot one. That comes off the glove and almost trickles over, but diving back on it with a great cover is the Cyclone goaltender. 7:28 to play third period. Bloom on the draw. Back to the point man, Felino. Felino's shot from the outside. That's blocked. Rebound chopped high in the air. Back to the point again. Kumnick this time will go to the corner. Bowen unable to get there. It'll be the Cyclones behind the net, but Bowen crashes in on the forecheck. Gets it out to the middle. Just past Moore. Shot from Felino down low. That's sticked aside and cleared by the Cyclones, who have a player streaking through center. He's unable to get control, so they'll dump it in for Kumnick to set things up. It'll bank off the stick of Bowen all the way out the center. Now Bloom in his own end. Twists away from a little bit of pressure. Goes heavy off the wall to Bowen. Bowen unable to make the pass through. I think he was looking for Lohr. And it'll be Cincinnati weaving into the pen zone. A shot. This one trying to trick the squish on the glove hand side, but he's there to catch that one and hold on. 6:33 to play. Again, welcome everybody joining us on Cinnamon Swirl TV. Subscribe to the channel below. If you're not a subscriber, please help us out. Click the subscribe button. We sincerely appreciate it. We bring you all the 2011 Nelson games, the 2010 Pens games, which they'll be running congruently tomorrow as the Tens have the Chicago Fury in town in Pittsburgh. I'll be up here bringing you all the 11 games from the 2-1-6 showcase. And Nick Paris and Colby Armstrong